When your only parent dies and all of your living relatives reside in the U.S., is there a way for you to live with your family in this country? That was the question that 16-year-old Guy Taylor faced. His amazing story involves the law, the press, and ultimately the President of the United States.
He's the only living link that we have left to our daughter that passed. I mean, there's nothing. We need him, and he needs us.
This is who Olita and Chuck Hansen are fighting to keep in this country. Their Canadian-born grandson, Guy Taylor. The 16-year-old teen lost his mother, Teresa, the Hansens' daughter, last April. A Canadian court awarded custody to the Hansens. The grandparents now want to adopt them, but they can't, according to U.S. immigration law. Attorney Shusterman is representing the family. He says he's optimistic the INS will allow the teen to stay.
The people that I've talked to seem very sympathetic about it, but I've looked up the statistics for deferred action, and only about 1 in 6 people qualify for this. So we're working on his application, which I think is really strong, to be able to convince the district director of the Immigration Service here in L.A. how strong it really is.
The government recognized Olita as Guy's guardian. He did not meet the U.S. requirements to come into the country.
For a United States citizen to adopt somebody abroad and bring him into the United States as a permanent resident, that individual has to be below 16 years of age.
Richard Rogers is the Los Angeles district director of the INS. He says because Guy was almost 17, he was too old to become a citizen through adoption.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with immigration problems. I never had to go through anything like this before.
After hearing of her plight in a local newspaper, immigration lawyer Carl Shusterman took the case for free, tried to argue that Guy had many connections to America. In fact, he and his mother lived with Olita and her husband Charles on and off over the years.
When we put in the application for deferred action, we showed first and second grade pictures of Guy at Webster Elementary School in Long Beach. I mean, he's about as American as you can get without being born here.
But it was Olita's writing campaign to members of Congress and even the president that finally turned the tide.
I did get a letter from the White House where they were going to forward my letter to the Justice Department.
Then, just weeks ago, when the highly visible case came up for review, the caseworker handed Shusterman a very special surprise.
She said, "I have something for you," and then she just reached across the table and handed us the humanitarian parole. And that was that.
So we went to the INS today to ask for an exemption from immigration laws. An hour later, very good news.
We won. I got citizenship for a year.
I am so happy. You don't know how.
Officials who said he would have to return to Canada under INS regulations, leaving behind the only family he has. An immigration attorney took on the Hansen case pro bono, and widespread media caught the attention of California legislators. Olita even wrote a letter to President Clinton, which was answered and turned over to the Department of Justice.
After we held a news conference, Guy's case came to the attention of Senator Dianne Feinstein. She introduced a private bill in Congress to allow Guy to obtain a green card. The bill was passed by Congress and signed into law by the President. This allowed Guy to join the U.S. Army and to serve the country that had so generously accepted him. Guy Taylor is truly a great American.